Well, looky there. There is Joe, and I am Billy. It's the Billy and Joe Top 10 show. Um, you are probably watching this on the Keeping the Nostalgia live show on YouTube, or you are listening to the audio version, which I need to catch up on keepingthenostalgialive.podbean.com. We are joined with Joe Carney, who is the co-host. He has his own show called Indy's Local Flavor on anchor.fm. Just type in Indy's Local Flavor and iTunes, you name it. Same way with Keeping the Nostalgia Live.podbean.com or the Keeping the Nostalgia Live show. We haven't been with you in a while. Today, we're going to do our top 10 Super Bowls of all time after the great game that was this past Sunday. I'm being facetious for Joe because evidently he doesn't think it was a very good football game and there were a lot of bad calls. I thought it was a fantastic one for the old man out there. And I guess as we speak to, they're getting over they're hungover from their boat display yesterday or today or whenever it was.
Yeah. I
But
didn't even watch. I didn't even watch that because I didn't care.
yeah. So we are going to send it over to Joe. He's got a couple of things that he wants to do and whatever else he'd like to share.
Okay. And first of all, what's the temperature there in Houston, there, Billy?
No, you trying to be funny? I mean,
No,
it's cold here.
baloney.
No. I'm being serious. It's 39 degrees outside right now.
Okay.
Tuesday, we're supposed to get down to 18.
Really?
Yes, and that's supposed to be on the high side. Right now, as we speak, there's no bread on the shelves or no milk in the refrigerated section of the stores. Trust me, people freak out down here. But no, it is supposed to be cold for the next week. I did do a couple things with some shows I'd done previously of taking the trash down in my shorts. And making fun of those back home in Indiana where it's cold and it's snowy and it's miserable and you guys wish that you were in warmer weather. But for all the teasing and all the chip on my shoulder about the weather that I live in, it is going to be cold here in Houston.
Right now it's 22, and with the wind chill, it's 9.
They should just call it 9.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
They started this thing here in Houston last summer that feels like temperature. Well, don't tell me both of the temperatures. Oh, it's
Right.
only 98.
Right.
But it feels like 107.
Right.
Do you not have enough news to put into your forecast or to your newscast that you have to take another couple seconds off of it by saying the temperature is and the feels like is?
Right. And since because of the virus, everybody's working at home, and I'm sure if I was in the office, everybody would be talking about how cold it is. But I always play the Blizzard of 78 card. I always play that card.
That was a fabulous. We didn't go to school for a week.
I didn't go to school for a month. No makeup days.
We got out the 6-man toboggan, and Dad pulled it, and we went down to Marsh Supermarket and got food where no one else could make it down to the supermarket. Oh, that was just that was fun.
The drift was so high on the east side of the house it touched the roof in Anderson.
Yeah, we had a blast during that whole time. Oh my gosh, man!
Yeah.
Good times. Global warming.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's in a snowpocalypse 21 right now, so Oh well.
Now, I'll put my pictures on that. When it gets down to 20 degrees or 18, they're for the first time in a long time here in Houston. They're talking about turn your water on for a drizzle.
Right.
Just open up your doors at the bottom of your cabinet to let your heat come into your,
Right.
and my wife looks at me. She goes, "Oh, we should turn the heat on and make sure it works."
You don't have the heat on?
Oh, I have the heat on now, but and I did tell her that we'd had it on once or twice, but that is the nice thing about living down here in Houston.
Yeah, my bill was $100 because my heat was on. $100 extra. So anyway, NCAA basketball news. Hey, your buddies upset Iowa again. What's going on there? Which Jekyll and Hyde team's going to show up?
What for who? Oh, for Indiana?
IU.
Oh, yeah. And then last night they came back and beat Northwestern.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So, yeah, no, they were down by 5 points with like 10 or 15 seconds left and ended up winning by 4, I think.
So how come they're not ranked?
Oh, man, I think they're now 11-9 or 10-9 or something like that. It's a really whacked NCAA season. And also with them having the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis or in Indiana, and along with the NCAA tournament, it'd be a blast if fans could attend, but they can't. So it's really no big deal. But it is kind of, the game wasn't invented in Indiana, but it certainly was perfected in Indiana.
Right. Right.
I don't know. They're definitely a Jekyll and Hyde team. Purdue, I think, is playing currently right now. They're playing the Minnesota Golden Gophers in Minnesota. And just a little plug here. I got to interview the assistant coach, Brandon Brantley, who played on 3 Big Ten championships under Gene Cady and has been the assistant coach now for 8 years under Matt Painter there as a Purdue Boilermaker. So we, like we said earlier, go to the Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show on YouTube or keepingthenostalgialive.podbean.com and you can hear that interview. So that was pretty cool. But we have that going on. What else in NCAA?
I do have some, I don't know, strange news, I guess. ESPN's reporting that Valparaiso is dropping their Crusaders name because due to the following of hate groups. So the name's gone, logo's gone, all that's going away. Student body.
Have they told everybody how they're supposed to pronounce their school?
No.
That's what they need to do first. Is it Valparaiso or Valparaiso or this is getting silly, man. It's just getting silly.
Yeah, I hear you.
Coach Dave Shellhouse, when he came here in 2016, we had 4 days together for the NCAA Final Four here in Houston. And, he told me a story that, they told Indiana State University, you have to change your sycamores. So Indiana State University, with no leverage, switched it to sycamores like the tree. So now instead of fighting sycamores, we are the fighting sycamores, which a lot of people would make fun of and say the fighting trees.
Right.
They said, Florida State, you have to change the Seminole name.
Right.
Florida State said, oh, well, we'll just go independent. And NCAA said, oh, yeah, keep your Seminole name.
Yeah.
It's all about the money, man. All about the money.
Do you by chance have your hat nearby?
Oh, my Indiana State hat from shopindy.com. This will be the last time I give you a plug because I've already inboxed you. Shopindy.com. I've inboxed you. You haven't even replied to me. Social media and replying to messages is very important. Hold on a second.
I didn't get the message.
Last time I'm plugging shopindy.com.
Okay.
This is my Indiana State University hat that Mr. Joe Carney was so kind enough to purchase and buy for me. Now, I've been married for 15 years. We were sitting at a table at a restaurant, and my wife goes, "What's on that hat?"
Right. Right.
I mean, I finally trained her that when I say, "Oh, guess where he's from?" she goes, "Indiana." But I'm like, "Well, that's Indiana State, and there's where Terre Haute is." Oh, okay. She won't watch this show, so I can make fun of her today.
Do you by chance have you seen Real Sports on HBO?
With Bryant Gumbel?
Yes.
Yeah. And Bryant and Greg, are they just the same person and Greg just splits off to do college basketball?
They're brothers. Yeah.
Like yeah, I don't watch it a lot, but go ahead.
I love because it's sports journalism. I eat that stuff up. So anyway, this month The first story was with Mary Carrillo, the tennis announcer, and she talked about. I know you don't like talking about this very much, but it's just fascinating. They've come up with a medical term for college female athletes called long haulers. They're getting the COVID virus, and it's lasting like 6 months, and it's stealing their athletic ability. So their day, they're lucky to clean up their home, let alone go out and run. So, I mean, it's WNBA players, it's runners, it's all across the board. And, they had, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but they had a doctor on there from Johns Hopkins who says, we have no answer for this. None. So I was like, wow.
I went to school with a Johnny Hopkins and he smoked dope. Oh, how's that spelled, by the way? Johns, as in Johns, Hokain. Is that it? Johns Hopkins?
No, John singular.
John's a singular.
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Yes.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same university or college that came up with, one of the greatest jokes of all time.
Okay, go ahead.
Which dinosaur jumps higher than a tree?
Raptor. I have no idea.
All of them, because trees don't jump.
Dun, dun. Okay. Yeah. The second story was interesting as well. It was about a policeman and coach in Minneapolis during the George Floyd incident. And the interesting story about that case is when they talked about the policeman who did the incident, his answer was in the interview, I wasn't surprised at all. And I was like, whoa.
Wow.
And then the third one was, you remember Alberto Salazar? The runner?
Yes.
I think he won the Boston Marathon twice in the early 80s. He's running an exclusive Nike elite team camp. And basically, the first runner, who was 17, was so mentally abused that she was cutting herself. The second lady, as soon as she had her baby, she was out running professionally again, and then she ended up breaking her femur. And the third gentleman was running on the running training table so much that he was juicing that Salazar would come up with his car and open his trunk and say, here, take some of this. So, I mean, if you like sports journalism, I mean, this show's fascinating. So I mean, yeah, I really enjoy it.
I think the moral of that last story is don't run.
Yeah, I walk. So the fabulous Super Bowl on Sunday. Now let me do my disclaimer. I'm very happy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They earned it. I'm very happy for Bruce Arians. Extremely happy for him and his Colts connection. And I really love the Bucs defense because they shut Kansas City down. The problem I had with that game and I'm that guy that says you have to take the referees out of the game. So I'll give you a window for that of like 3 bad calls. But they had 8 penalties for 95 yards in the first half alone. To me, that's like a, pun intended, that's a super red flag for me. So there you have it. And then the sports books won $12 million on Sunday. So here's a funny joke though. I was doing some research on the halftime show, and my mom asked me this question. I love my mom. And she asked me this question, and I looked it up on social media, and she wasn't the only one with this question. The question was, what was the Weeknd's dancers, were they wearing jock straps on their heads? And I replied, no. So did you have a favorite commercial?
I think that was one of those triple layer masks that Fauci or Comey or whatever is saying that we need to wear now. I don't. Do you have any tissue there? Because I thought I heard you. I thought maybe you need to wipe those tears away. Uh, or I do. I can go downstairs and pause it for a second. Go down and get some crackers with your wine.
No, I respect Brady, but yeah, it was a total homer game, bro.
You know, I didn't watch it with that approach whatsoever. I think maybe if I was rooting against Brady,
Me.
I would have probably pinpointed some of that. But I enjoyed the company that we were with up in Dallas.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
I enjoyed the event.
Yeah.
You know, so it was I enjoyed the game and I was happy for Brady, 43-year-old. And anytime you can give it to somebody for thinking that you can't do it anymore and they want to move on to a quarterback that dresses better or is a little bit more flamboyant in his dressing, and you end up not making the playoffs and having a losing season,
Right.
give it to him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I respect the guy. So
you know,
just don't, Billy, just don't call him a goat. Okay.
Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Tom Brady is the greatest of all time.
Not even close. So, so we'll agree to disagree. Did you have a favorite commercial?
I really did not. I understand where a lot of the sponsors and people who wanted to advertise kind of, didn't put as much into it because of the pandemic.
Right.
But I did not really have a favorite one. I guess if you had to run me down or pinpoint me on it, the bringing everybody back for the Bud Light commercial all together was pretty cool.
I really liked the Frito-Lay commercials with the Mannings in the basement throwing footballs.
Yes. Oh, now I did enjoy the State Farm commercial where they had Drake was in it. I thought that was pretty cool.
that was funny.
That was pretty that was pretty good. So, but
we lost some people this last week. We lost Leon Spinks was 67, the boxer who won the title from Ali. Mary Wilson of the Supremes was 76, and Marty Schottenheimer, I guess, who had Alzheimer's, was 77.
That's sad about that was sad about Marty. I was living in Kansas City during Kansas City's kind of heyday. He never could win the big one though, but I feel bad about that. But he had a good career, and his son was probably by his side though too. So
yeah, great coach. So what's your thoughts about the possibility of Carson Wentz to be the Colts quarterback?
Right now, I don't care. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. I have no idea what they're going. And this, someone today said the word. Journalists are saying there is no journalists anymore.
Right.
I even want to call out the people that you were talking about on HBO. What'd you call it? What's their program called?
Real Sports, right?
There may be a journalist in there. So I wouldn't even call the people on 60 Minutes journalists anymore. So it's all a guessing game. It's a throw it at the dartboard and see who is correct, or you can put 5 names up on the board and blindfold yourself and throw a dart. I just don't know I don't know what's going through their minds. I don't even know what's going to come. I mean, they may end up with Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun's never going to Indy.
Who knows? The Houston, Texas can't run a football program. It wouldn't surprise me to trade a franchise outstanding quarterback to someone else in their division.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but yeah.
So I mean, my guess on that, we could be talking in 3 or 4 weeks here that all of a sudden Deshaun Watson's number 4 jersey is the number 1 selling jersey in the NFL for the Indianapolis Colts. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, some other great news during the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning got into the Hall of Fame. Also, Edgerrin James, he'll be going with Edgerrin James because the Hall of Fame induction got canceled. He got in last year. And it was the Raiders trifecta. Tom Flores, the coach of 2 Super Bowls with the Oakland Raiders and the Los Angeles Raiders. Charles Woodson, the defensive back, got in. And my buddy, Wayne Mabry, the Violator, was voted into the Fan Hall of Fame. So that was a really good day.
We had a newscast here in Houston saying that somebody that went to Texas A&M helped take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to their first Super Bowl championship. So I had to let them know this is their second Super Bowl championship.
Yes, it is.
Where
yeah, Gruden won the first Super Bowl.
Exactly.
With Dungy's team.
Yeah.
Right. So some more NFL news. Here's the list of teams that could possibly have new quarterbacks next year. It's the Texans, the Bears, the Niners, the Panthers, the Patriots, the Colts, the Jaguars, Jets, Saints, Broncos, and Washington all could be looking for new quarterbacks. And 40% of the league could face a transition in the most pivotal position. And that's per ESPN. So there you have it.
All right. So I guess with that being said, we're going to go to the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show Top 10 list for the week.
I have 11.
I knew you did. I didn't put number 11, so I'll just wait until it's my turn to do number 10.
Okay.
So we're doing the top 10. Of course, you got the Joe bonus.
Right.
Man, that almost makes me want to go into the Jonas Brothers, but
please
be giving them credit. Matter of fact, I've spent too much time on it already, so ixnay. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to start at number 11 of the top 10 Super Bowls of our time, in our opinion. We'd like to hear yours. Please comment in the comment section. Please also go to Facebook, type in the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show, subscribe to our page, yada, yada, yada. So Joe is going to start out with number 11.
Number 11, the Super Bowl picks of all time. Super Bowl 17, Diesel, the Redskins beat the Dolphins, John Riggins.
Oh, yeah. Not bad. John Riggins, man. And then wasn't that the beginning of the hog bunch or the pig bunch or what was it? The hogs. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I guess I will start with my number 10, which is the very first Super Bowl of all time, 1967, Packers 35, the Kansas City Chiefs 10.
Have you by chance seen Peyton's Place on ESPN Plus where they talk about that?
I got the trifecta, and I'm not getting paid for this, of the Hulu, ESPN3, Disney Plus.
Yeah, right.
And I haven't figured out my password for my ESPN Plus. So,
oops.
Once the oops, there it is. Oops, there it is. Chocolate.
Have you seen the commercial with that? Where they say scoop, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've seen it. I kind of like it. There's a story I could tell, but it's not that funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to be there. So, it's about poop in the garage. If anybody wants me to elaborate, just let us know. So, yeah, Super Bowl number 1, 1967, Packers 35, Kansas City 10. And I think, we lost Bart Starr, I think, last year.
Yeah.
And
great quarterback.
Vince Lombardi, the great coach. And, they did some pretty decent commercials with him in this Super Bowl. But that's number 10.
They actually talk about that it was the AFL NFL World Championship at that time. It wasn't Super Bowl yet. So that's a great show. I mean, if you get a chance to reset your password, it's a great show. Number 10 for me is Super Bowl 52. The Eagles come back and beat the Patriots.
Man, I tell you, what number?
10.
Number 10. What year was that?
Who? 2017, maybe.
Okay. I got you. Sorry about that. So, my brain hurts with this, everything that's going on, and everybody. Ooh, that's kind of cool though. Can everybody do this with their? Oh, check that out. Oh, look, it's the Mr. Bill show. With
Slug
everything
out.
that's going on, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so that was in 2012. Giants 21, New England 17.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, that was to keep New England from going perfect.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Anytime that you can preserve a record, preserve it. Okay, so
I have that higher,
what do you have higher?
that game.
Okay, man. I'm a little slow today. What's your number 10?
My number 10 was the Eagles and the Patriots.
Eagles and the Patriots.
Yes.
My bad.
That's
My
right.
bad. My
That's
bad.
Super Bowl 52.
So let's quit talking about 2012, Giants 21, New England 17, because evidently that's both on our list.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So my number 9 is I took a dart and I threw it at my dartboard with all 55 Super Bowls, and I came up with 1993 and the Cowboys 52 and the Buffalo 17.
That was the Aikman crew. That was good players.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Jim Kelly, all that mess with, they wanted to change the area code in Buffalo to 040.
Right.
Did they go 4 years in a row?
Correct. And if Brady if Brady, does another deal with the devil where he wins another Super Bowl, he'll have more Super Bowl titles as many times as Bill Polian has been to the Super Bowl. So there you go.
Okay.
Anyway, number 9. Number 9's personal pick. I was running out of things to think of, so I had to do this one. Kenny the Snake Stabler, Super Bowl 11, Pasadena Raiders beat Fran Tarkenton's Vikings. So
That's incredible. That was the TV show that he co-hosted, right?
yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes, correct.
That's incredible that Minnesota Vikings are also 040.
Yes, they are.
Along with the Buffalo Bills and Fran Tarkenton, number 10. What a great quarterback. Just, had some unlucky breaks.
I didn't know he played for the Giants till recently.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting that, my number 10 was the Packers, their very first Super Bowl. My number 9 was Cowboys 52, Buffalo 17 in 1993.
Mm-hmm.
I got my train of thought back, and my brain hurts when having to think of Roman numerals. So I'm just doing actual years.
Yeah, I didn't want to do the Roman numerals. I just did the numbers.
So this is probably the most exciting Super Bowl just because I rooted so hard. And that was the one in 2012. Number 8 is the Giants 21, New England 17, just because I didn't want the Patriots to go undefeated. I wanted the Dolphins to continue that record. One of the Dolphins quarterbacks there, Bob Greasy, was from the state of Indiana, played Indiana high school basketball, went to Purdue, yada, yada, yada. So that is my number 8 is the 2012 Super Bowl. You at home can figure out what 2012 looks like.
Yeah, that was the Indianapolis Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a Tennessee winner that year, and it was 50 degrees. So that whole Super Bowl week, people were walking around all over downtown and having a good time. It was the NFL experience was here, and you can go and kick field goals and all that stuff. So I took my son at that time, and we had a good time. So it was fun.
Good times had by.
And all the volunteers got a scarf, Super Bowl scarf for free. So that year.
Is that what you're wearing today?
No.
What kind of material, or what in the world are you wearing today?
Well, it's the usual.
All right, Marcus Allen.
Correct.
All right, that's
little
nice.
Little foreshadowing.
It's nice.
Thank you.
Okay,
my number 9, probably one of the first football games I saw on television. Super Bowl 10, where Lynn Swann and the Steelers beat up on the Cowboys. So great game.
Yeah, I'd like to see the share of that. That had to be really high because, you were either a Steelers fan or a Cowboys fan back
Right,
at that
sure.
time period.
Right. And
Well,
when you look at those teams, I mean, they were both stacked on both sides of the ball.
oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, since I'm behind one and don't have a bonus pick, go ahead with your, what do you got? Number 8?
This is 7.
Okay, 7.
We already talked about it earlier. Super Bowl 46, where Indianapolis beats the Giants, and the Giants. Eli beats the Patriots. Was that the David Tyree catch?
The 2012?
Yeah, or was
Yes.
that in Arizona?
No, that's 2012.
Okay.
I think.
David
Yes.
Tyree. Yeah, David Tyree. Eli Manning almost gets sacked. He amazingly escapes, throws the ball down the field right at the end, and David Tyree, Rodney Harrison's like all over him. David Tyree jumps up in the air and catches it on its helmet for a completion.
Well, it's funny that you say that because my number 7 is 2008 Giants 17, New England 14. It seems like the only thing that Peyton's brother did right was beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl.
Correct. Right.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, those are two pretty good accomplishments. So
Yeah.
So, my number 6, I got my list from NFL.com. So,
Is what? Sorry.
Hey, I got my list from NFL.com. Another great, blow by blow game. Randy White had a chance to intercept Bradshaw in the end zone. He hit him right in the chest and he dropped it. Super Bowl 13 Steelers beat the Cowboys again.
Man, that was almost the golden age of football.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
It's like it was like it's just that you knew the same players were going to be back the next year.
Oh yeah.
So,
and it's not like they had 3 to 5 stars.
Yeah.
And their whole team was stacked.
Yeah.
So
I went with my first impression on going through the list of all 55 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys know, I'm a hoop aficionado and junkie. Football I can do, and I can talk semi-intelligent, but not smart enough to be the smartest person in the room. So most of my football information is about who I really, really don't like.
Okay.
So coming in at number 6 should probably be higher, but I have it as Miami 24, Minnesota 7, 1974, undefeated, perfect season. Never will happen again.
I thought it was 72.
Was it 72? Well, 72.
Yeah. That was really low on the NFL.com list, and I don't know why.
I think because the writers are getting younger or older.
Yeah, younger.
And I don't know who voted, who put the input. That could be a lot of young influence.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, that's why I keep the nostalgia alive, is because there's a lot of stuff that's just fading away and going away as these new generations come in.
Because, you can't, I don't think any professional team has went unbeaten since then. No, that team's like top three.
Yeah, you would have to probably put the Bulls losing 9 games.
Yeah, right.
You'd have to put that as close to a perfect season as you can, and thank God the NBA plays 82, and thank God the baseball plays 162. So perfection. Now it will be interesting this year in NCAA basketball because you got a couple teams that are still undefeated. You got Gonzaga and you got Drake.
Yeah.
You got Baylor. And in news alert, breaking news, it needs an asterisk if someone goes undefeated.
Gonzaga doesn't play nobody.
They play. Every time they play 5 people from my neighborhood.
Right.
And I would start. So they don't play anybody, man. Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
If they came to the Big Ten, that's my Notre Dame argument with football. But that's
to Missouri Valley Conference. Shoot, in IUPUI's conference, man. It's just and then St. Mary's and
they got St. Mary's. Yeah, they don't play nobody.
Yeah.
My number 5. This is kind of a homer pick. Super Bowl 20. The Bears beat the Patriots. So
very interesting because I have that at number 5, 1985 49er Miami. I don't have that. Let me go back to my list. Where did I put that one down, man? I thought I had the Bears on here. Oh man, I have screwed up. Okay, so you have that was 1985, right?
Correct.
Okay. The Bears.
I was at the Hall of Fame in Canton, and they have William Refrigerators Perry Super Bowl ring.
That fits your hand?
I shall remain silent. It's a size 23.
Wow.
I probably could fit 3 fingers in there.
Wow.
Size 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my number 5 would have been that was 86 was the Bears.
Yeah, well, yes, it was the 85 Bears. They won the Super Bowl.
Okay. So my number 5 is 1985 Super Bowl, and that's Montana versus Marino.
Right. Great game.
And that, of course, I picked it 49ers 38, Dolphins 16. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was at, where I was at, what we were eating for snacks. That's kind of interesting. Like you'll remember Super Bowls and where you were more than you will a Christmas or a Thanksgiving.
That's true. Very true.
It's an interesting thought now that I'm pondering it. So, but no, I have the 1985, 1984 season, 1985 Super Bowl, which was 49ers 38, Dolphins 16. And I think Dolphins didn't win because Marino wore the gloves all game. Isotoners. that was his commercial.
Correct.
Hey, you know all those shows that you watch and when they put something up, they blur it out.
Right.
I'll blur that out when I edit the show.
Okay.
Because I ain't getting no money from them either.
Oh, I hear you, brother.
ShopIndy.com.
My number 4.
ShopIndy.com.
Super Bowl 5. The Baltimore Colts beat the Dallas Cowboys right at the end.
And that was with Don Shula?
Yes.
And we lost him last year too, right?
Yeah, great coach.
I'm going to be 54. 54 in November. And you're going to be 51?
Correct.
It's like a youngster not really caring about how much sugar they eat, what they drink, what drugs they do. You need to stop doing that. Oh, well, no, I'm young. And I used to think the same thing. People would say so-and-so died when I was young and didn't care. And it's getting nowadays is that, we're losing a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know. It's just, you start thinking about it when you get older and you get in your 50s, I guess, your mortality and, who's going to remember you and why they're going to remember you and who do you remember that's passed away that you need to remember, so
sure.
That's my depression talking for the day.
No, that's fine. I totally get it because what was I going to say? What's your legacy going to be?
Well,
what's your legacy going to be? And it's not cool to eat clean. Nobody puts a commercial on about, it's cool to eat clean. You need to eat this. Nobody does that. So what's your legacy going to be? And, what are you doing to give back to the community? And, I'm totally with you 100% on that.
Yeah, it's something I just, that's the first question I'm going to ask God on Judgment Day is, you gave us all of this, but why did you just suffering?
Right.
And with suffering, I mean, you grow up with your parents, you love your parents, you lose your parents. In the meantime, your grandparents have lived a long life. You've lost your grandparents. It's just such a explosive answer that I'd like to know that I doubt if I'm going to be able to ask it.
I get it. I totally get it.
Okay, so what number were we on? Who went? You?
Yeah, the Colts beat the Cowboys in Super Bowl V. Okay. Baltimore Colts.
Okay, so I have 1982. Figure that out in Roman numerals. That is 49ers 26, Bengals 21. I was in the Glendale Mall, 1982, walking through the mall. Just got out of Kenny's with my tan hikers, my mountain boots. And this guy comes up to me from Channel 8, says, hello, my name is the guy, Jerry Harkness, who had made the longest Pacer shot of all time, which I think was 92 feet. And he said, young man, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, the 49ers or the Bengals? And I said, well, the 49ers went 2-14 last year. This year they're in the playoffs. It's going to be the 49ers. And it was the 49ers 26, Bengals 21. Most underrated quarterback of all time, not in the Canton National Worldwide Football Hall of Fame, Kenny Anderson.
Yeah, he needs to be in there. There's so, when you look at the classic players, there's so many players that need to be in there that aren't.
So that it comes in at number 4 on Casey Kasem's top 10 list. 1982 49ers 26, Bengals 21. You think I would have gone with the Bengals because Cincinnati is only an hour and a half away from Indianapolis, but I didn't.
No, I was a Niners guy because of the catch. Dwight Clark, the catch against the Cowboys.
Yep.
So, my number 3 pick, Super Bowl III. Joe Namath and the Jets upset Johnny Unitas and the Colts.
Johnny U.
Yeah. Great guy.
Johnny U. Good choice. Good choice. My number 3 is 2016, Denver 24, Carolina 10.
Okay.
I was happy for Peyton.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Most money or most anything that you've won off of bets during your life on Super Bowls?
0.
Oh, man, $7,000 here.
I don't bet. I lose every time.
What's the horse face from the Broncos? I think he may be related to Penelope Cruz because they both have horse faces and that they eat carrots.
Penelope Cruz does not have a horse face at all. I'd strongly disagree, Senator Billy. I strongly disagree with that.
So, John Elway, I couldn't stand the Broncos and John Elway. I think it's probably because of the way he did.
That's the way I am about Brady, bro.
Brady, bro. I'm that way about John Elway. And that's why I won the money, because I knew he was going to win because I disliked him that much. So that's my number 3. Oh, no, number 3, I was talking about the Broncos, but of course, Peyton Manning, it was nice to see him to win a second Super Bowl with a second team, which is very hard to do unless your name is Plunkett or Brady.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. My number 2, all I got to say is Purple Rain, Super Bowl 41. Rex Grossman wins the game for the Colts. The Colts beat the Bears, Super Bowl 41, with Prince at halftime playing Purple Rain in the Rain with Beyonce. Best halftime show ever.
I agree with that. The nice thing is we have a new weekend coming up, and we don't have to go through the weekend that we had to go through on Sunday. put that together, you'll understand what I mean. It's interesting because my number 2 pick is the Colts 2007 29, Bears 17. I think the Bears scored first in that game. I turned the TV off. I walked away. I wasn't going to watch any more of it. And then the run back, I think, by Indianapolis or whatever, we scored really quickly next. And a lot of people say, well, 2007 Colts 29, Bears 17. That was a boring Super Bowl. Not unless you're a fan.
Correct.
You want to be up by 10 or 15 and just smooth sailing. Order your T-shirt, your watch, your hat, your sweatshirt online, your little license plate frame, and get that all done instead of worrying about it the whole time. Or like last night, I was talking with Coach Brandon Brantley of Purdue Boilermakers, and we were talking about last year's game against the University of Virginia 2 years ago.
Cavaliers.
And how it was just victory was there and that was just snatched.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that kind of stuff. If it's my team I'm rooting for, I don't.
Right. Me too.
So within that, I gave you my number 2.
Okay.
Because it was your number 3.
Correct.
So what is it?
No, that was my number 2.
Do you have a pitcher's name?
What's that?
Do you have a pitcher's name?
A pitcher's name?
Yeah. Who's on first?
Yes.
Who's on third?
No, he's on first.
Oh, okay. And they say, do you have a pitcher's name today? Oh, his name is today? No. Do you have a catcher tomorrow? All we have is a couple dates on our hands.
Right. Alan Costello, classic. It's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Classic. And, and going back to Billy's kind of dark today is that,
That's okay.
It's like someone, this little kid was in a store and I heard mom say, come back, Shane, come back. And I'm like, is that a reference to the movie Shane with Alan Ladd? She goes, yeah, my dad made me watch it when I was little, and I've had her watch it, so it's kind of a tradition we pass down. I go, we'll probably stop at your daughter.
Yeah.
No, this stuff, and so I'm a little dark today. So I made a lot of Alan Ladd and Shane, and
that's all right.
Keeping the nostalgia alive, remembering names, legacies. It has nothing to do with the top 10 Super Bowls. Of course, you want to do 11, but
right.
So, are you on your number 1? Because my number 2 was the Colts.
Right.
So,
okay, I'm ready. It's totally a homer pick, no surprise. Marcus Allen runs all over the Redskins. Super Bowl 18, the Raiders beat Joe Theismann's Redskins is my number 1. It was their last Super Bowl win.
Joe Theismann, who changed it was Theismann, but he changed. Right. I'm dead serious about this story.
I know.
They changed it to Theismann because it rhymed with Heisman.
Correct.
And then, was that Lawrence Taylor? What a dark episode today, Billy. Billy.
Well, no, what's the name of that cereal?
Snap, Crackle, Pop, Rice Krispie.
Yeah, there you go.
We can do top 10 cereals, man. Woo, Cookie Crisp.
Yes.
Oh man,
old school cereals.
Yeah, man, Crunch Berry.
Yeah, Frankenberry.
I still have scars on top of my mouth from the Captain Crunch because I didn't let it lay enough in the milk.
How old were you? 4?
Cookie Crisp.
Hey, I never had that.
You want some Life cereal?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Let Mikey eat. That commercial will be forgotten.
Yes.
So this is where Joe gets mad at Billy.
Whatever.
My number 1 pick of the greatest Super Bowls of all time, and I memorized the Roman numeral for it. Super Bowl 55, Tampa Bay 31, Kansas City 9.
Okay, I'm going to shut you off of your Jack Daniels right there.
Sober,
no
bro.
More for him.
Sober,
He's not driving. I'll call the taxi. More for him. I'm shutting him off.
I enjoyed it that much. It was a stressless football game. Now, I will say this, is that there was a flag thrown.
One, huh?
By the lady umpire.
Correct.
That still hasn't been answered for because we asked her what's wrong and she still hasn't told us. Like when you ask your wife what's wrong and she won't tell you, she never.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to figure it out yourself.
Silent treatment. Yeah.
So the guy was on the sideline. Was it holding?
Yeah. Hmm? So I'll give you more of your dark episode with the evil empire winning the Super Bowl again. Give me a break. That's your number one of all time. Of all those Super Bowls,
time, it was a great, relaxing Super Bowl. I didn't have anybody in the room who was going against me. We were tossing out fake cash, and we won the coin toss. We knew who was going to receive and defer. I really enjoyed Super Bowl 55.
Over the Colts, Super Homer picks Brady over Peyton Manning beating the Bears. Seriously?
Yeah, and two of those Super Bowls I had in there was where Brady got beat by a field goal, and I was rooting so hard against him. So it's I really enjoyed the Super Bowl, man. Super Bowl 55, number one all time.
Baloney. Gronkenstein is not number one all time. Give me a break.
Now there is different kinds of baloney. You get that 99-cent bar baloney, and you can get some crunchy stuff in it. But if you get the Oscar Mayer baloney, that's okay. But I can't get that bar, that thick stuff, or that stuff that's still wrapped.
You've been eating that bologna with the red ring around it. Give me a break.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You ever had brown swagger?
Of course, they sell it at Aldi.
Slice up some brown swagger, put some onion and some mayonnaise on two big thick pieces of bread.
Mustard, brother.
And then someone told me what was in brown swagger. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Just like hot dogs.
55. Super Bowl 55, number one. Woohoo. Woo.
Hardly.
Bob's even back there giving me a thumbs up.
The darkness has taken over his mind.
So that was an interesting topic. I like the cereal topic, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's called the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show, where you never know when the show is going to be. That's what our show is, isn't it?
Without a doubt.
Used to be once a week, used to be on Sunday, and now it's a Thursday night. Now it's a, Billy and Joe Top 10 Show, where you never know. There you go.
Keep it guessing. It's a mystery.
Yeah. So, not to end anything on a sad note, but I saw where you lost your grandmother. Tell us a little bit about your grandmother and what she meant to you, your family, and
Yeah, she was 96. She could play any hymn by ear. She had an organ in her room, and she grew up in the Depression. So her and my grandfather were happy at Christmas with getting an orange, and that's it. And let's see if I still have that. Yeah. My family lost its last hero when she got to heaven. St. Peter asked her what size of wings she needed, and she replied, "No, thank you. I already have my own."
That's another thing in life is that, at least I was raised that way. It sounds like your grandmother and grandfather were raised that way, that you're happy with what you had or with what you got,
Gratitude and appreciation. Right.
I mean, did you eat? Yeah. Okay. Did you have a pair of pants to put on today? Did you have a job? Things were just so much simpler, and people appreciated life so much more. So I apologize for your loss. My condolences.
Well, I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. So, I mean, she was 96 and she had cracked her hip like the week before. So she's in a much better place.
Just like I said, that question will be, if God lets me ask it, suffering. I mean, why, but, let's not delve off into the deep end again, but
that's okay.
Yeah. My Aunt Trinita was like a mother to me. And, we always felt I didn't feel like we lived in a bad place. I felt like we lived in a mansion. Every year
Yeah.
we were all smiling and happy with what we got for Christmas.
Right.
But yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I mean, she's the last of the greatest generation, you know, and they got that label for a reason.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, if you had to go through the depression and survived it and we're still happy and excited about life, that's fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, my grandfather had a great sense of humor. That's how he got through the depression.
Yeah.
So,
all the material stuff, you know, it's not necessary when, you know, you don't take anything with you when you leave.
oh, I did have one other thing. Uh, make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them.
Yep. Tomorrow's not promised.
Correct.
So with that note, I think we're going to do top 10 cereals of all time next week. What do you think?
I couldn't have any. There's too much sugar, but I'm down.
That's true. But well, still, we can still do favorite.
Of course.
We can cut. Oh, what we'll do is top 10 favorite, and we'll come back with a top 10 least favorite.
All I could eat was Life cereal. Everything else was out of bounds.
All we had was Cheerios, and my dad always put in about 6 cookies.
Yeah, we did have a sugar container, and we dumped like a boatload of sugar in those plain old Cheerios, which I detest to this day.
You know, I never put sugar in my cereal, no matter how bad it was.
Oh, and the worst was Grape Nuts, brother. That was like gravel.
Especially the first time you ate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Indy's local flavor. Catch it at anchor.fm. Go to iTunes, check it out. Joe Carney's podcast. Look at mine at keepingthenostalgiaalive.podbean.com. Keeping the Nostalgia Alive, all one word. And go to Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show on YouTube to catch me and Billy and Joe's top 10 show. And also go to Facebook. Whoa, man, I'm tired. Also go to Facebook and subscribe to our page, the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show. We will see you guys next week. Maybe you all can guess what day we'll be on. Joe, thank you again. Once again, super job. Look forward to 10 favorite cereals, 10 least favorite cereals.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fun.
Thank you, Joe.
Take care, bro.